Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is Adequate Attempt Outdoors, and I'll be your main guy here to bring you my perspective, a sort of low-level, average guy's point of view into hunting, fishing, and anything outdoorsy that I can bring to you guys for your consumption and your entertainment, hopefully. So, I don't know, I really want you guys to see, maybe get a feel for any of this outdoorsy kind of stuff that you might be interested in, and want to get a look into something, what it's like to be on my level, not like high tier, like guide sort of level. I want to bring you a little bit more down to earth sort of perspective. So I'm going to try to do. So it's my first video, and dove season's in 2 days. So I thought maybe I'd start with the dove gear list, sort of like what I take, why I take it, is it necessary, is it not, and then maybe at the end you guys can kind of tell me something that I forgot or something that I wonder, what do you have that for, you know? Be nice to have a conversation with y'all, get to know you. Then you can kind of get to know the method to my madness. Maybe we can figure that out together. So without any more piddling around, I'm gonna start this off with this, the clip-on I almost said Mojo, the clip-on dove decoy. It's got a spring clip. Stick that on a fence or tree, corn stalk, sunflower, corn stubble. That's how I do them. I stick them to corn stubble like this, or if I have a fence available, I'll stick them up like this, just to make it look like they're feeding like here or perched up like this. Sometimes I'll take the tails and stick into the dirt so it looks like they're standing upright looking around for their buddies. This little fella here, he doesn't have a clip, so he gets stuck like that in the dirt. And I've got two of these, older hard body. I think they're an older Flambeau maybe. Yes, indeed, Flambeau, made in USA. Middlefield, Ohio, I think. Sounds right. They also have a clip you can stick on sturdier foliage or on a fence if you can. They got, both of them have these little rings in the back. I think you can hang them from trees maybe. Kind of make it look like you're hovering around. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know. But these, I have two. Like I said, I got two of these. I definitely stick these upright in the dirt because they're a lighter color. They stand out a little more. So that's gather out. I got these two, and then I got 8 of these ones. So I got 10. I call sitting decoys. So I got that little spread, and I kind of mix them up a little bit to make it look like they're all in different positions doing different stuff. By the way, all this stuff, I bring a lot of stuff dove hunting. I bring a lot of stuff hunting anything. So I'm that guy. So all this stuff I bring every time. I don't always use it, but these, most of the time I use these. Not every time, but most of the time. The next thing I'll do is shell holder for the stock of your gun. Holds 5 shells. This is definitely a filler item for sure, but I like to have it because if I don't have shells in my pocket or in a vest and my box of shells is sitting back in my chair, I carry this for when I go out to pick up birds and there's some flying around. 3 shells in my gun usually isn't enough. I'm not the best shot. So a few extra shells, always nice to have on hand. Batteries. I got AA's here. I could use some AAA's. I think I got some over there somewhere. Extra batteries for a couple other things over there. Got these battery packs for some of the Mojos. So batteries are good to have on hand. I always bring them. Don't always need them, but they're a good thing to have that I do bring. Next thing is the Mojo. I believe it's a Flocka Flicker. Little spinning wing base with a single spinning wing. Push to start, push to stop button there. Removable panel. 3 AA batteries inside. These last quite a while. I don't use these every time, but I do like to have them out. They go out most of the time. They go out as often as I put out the sitting decoys. I bought the 4-pack of these some years ago and push the button on. It'll spin for a few seconds. Wind down. Stop for a few seconds, and then it should, there it is, spin back up, and it'll do this until you shut it off or until the batteries die. I like these things just because it adds a little flicker and flare to the ground to make it look like birds are hopping around, jumping from place to place, finding different places to feed. Next, I'll do this. This is a gun tool. It's got a a hex bit right here for like screw. It's got 4 screwdriver bits in it. It got 2 Phillips and 2 flat, so you can fit them in here. It's got these 2, I think, 6-point star bits. These 2 hex heads. It's got another star bit down in here. It's got this choke wrench. It's got a flat adjustment for scopes. It's got 4, 10, 28, 20, 16, 12, and 10 gauge choke adjustments here. It's got this little hooked kind of blade knife deal. It's fairly sharp. I'm honest with you, I'm not real sure what you'd use that for. And this thing, I have no idea what you do with this. It's a long, flat, and blunt tip prod poker kind of thing. Maybe use that to get something unjammed, perhaps, or you use that to tap the trigger pins, like for your trigger assembly out of your shotguns. Like mine, I use an 870, and that would be perfect to tap those pins out of my trigger assembly. This could be a lifesaver in a pinch, I think. So good to have, but don't always need it. Hopefully you don't need it. Hearing protection. I don't use this really for anything besides target shooting, clay shooting, trap shooting, whatever. Shooting targets with rifles or pistols, but I need to get better at using these hunting. I have a hard time. I don't always hear so good. So I don't like to wear these typically because I like to be able to hear as best I can out there uninhibited. But I do need to get better. These are just the standard little red or green plugs on the line, so you don't lose them. I know there's higher end ones out there. They can filter out decibels and sounds, and if you can afford them, great. I would suggest doing it because that kind of lets you still hear without being drowned, like without drowning everything out. But for me, I'm gonna go with a better something than nothing approach. So I'm going to try to get better at wearing these. So I'll keep you all updated. Alright, this thing, Thermacell. This is a definite must-have. This comes with me fishing, hunting, wherever. I ain't leaving home without it. Runs on these little butane cartridges. Oh, come on now. Fight me. Alright, little butane cartridge, and it takes these little blue bug mats, I call them, slide in there, heats up, gets a little warm, keeps the mosquitoes away. And here in Ohio, when I dove hunt, a lot of the fields have a lot of mosquitoes in the early morning, and I don't want to get carried away. I'd like to make it home. So Thermacell, lifesaver. This thing's coming with me every time, no hesitation, no doubt. That's on my list of essentials. So gun ain't here, but it's like I say, it's an 870. So I got the gun, I got the Thermacell. That's 2. I got 5 things. Next is these shells. A given. You can't shoot doves with a shotgun without shells, right? If you had a bow, you probably could, and you wouldn't need these. So if you can shoot them with a bow, you can show off a little bit. I applaud you. 7.5s. I got 8s. I shoot 7s. Any smaller pellet size does the trick. If you're like me, you don't shoot so good. Take more ammo. I take at least 2 boxes every time, but I've been known to take as many as 8, maybe even a case. I've taken a case before, but I hunt with a couple other people, and I do like to have spare ammo in case everybody's having a bad day of shooting. It can be tough, you know. You can shoot 1 dove and 1 shot, 1 shot, 1 dove, or you can shoot 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times and not hit anything. When I first started out, I wasn't a great shot. I still ain't. But it wasn't uncommon to use an entire box and not have 10 birds. You know, it can be tough. It can be humbling for sure. So if you're a novice, if you're new to this and you're not very confident in your shooting ability, I would definitely say try trap shooting to get a little more warmed up, a little more familiar. And if you're going to try dove hunting, 2 boxes minimum. On to the next. What is the next? Oh. This here. This is another one of my must-haves. Mojo Dove. This is the Voodoo Dove. He's got the magnetic wings. I don't know if these are been out for some years. I don't know if there's a newer model of these out or not. Stick the wings on. Put the battery pack, 4 AA batteries in the pack. Put the pack in, connect it, close him up. Put him on your 3-part stake. Turn him on, don't let him go. This is a must-have. This is a definite. These go out every single time when I'm dove hunting. No questions asked. They're going out. I've got 4 of these. I had 6 or 7. The other couple have died. One was a casualty of... Oh, come on now. I had some entertainment here for you, and I have since lost it. Where'd it go? Alright. I lied. I have... I got a wing over there somewhere I was going to show you, but I can't find it. It's all punched full of holes. Somebody shot him and killed one of these. So I'm down to 4, but all 4 go out every time. They go with the 3-part stake. You got the top where your decoy mounts. You got the step and the spike. Put them all together. You put the spike to the ground. Step on it, punch it in. Fix your decoy up, and you're good. These, I have found a way to stack them together and make a... This has 4 parts. You can stack them together and make a taller pole. Change the elevations of some of your decoys, get them a little more visibility. The Voodoo Dove, the Mojo Dove, it goes every time. You got this one, Wind Mojo Dove. He doesn't go out every time. I got this one with the wings, and this one I lost his wings, but he was also one of these Wind Doves. On dull days, I'll take the wings out of this fella, put these 2 out as just static decoys like the rest of the sitting decoys I've got. But when I'm using this one, a little metal rod goes through his hollow body, connect these wings, the wings slide over the rod and connect with screws. Put him on the post, the wind blows and spins him just like that. If you're lucky, the breeze will keep up and it'll just keep spinning. Adds one more spinner, adds a little more flair to your spread. He doesn't go out every time, like I say, but I've gotten my use out of this thing, and these, through the years that I've been dove hunting, these were some of the first things that I bought. So if I'm feeling nostalgic, it'll go out. So I don't need much of an excuse to deploy this thing, but he doesn't get used near as much as I thought when I first started doing this. So we did the standards, we did all this stuff here. All right, I got one thing left, and this is I'm gonna have to bring you all with me. We got this here. I call it the Browning Dove chair. It might be the Browning hunting chair. I'm not real sure, but it's a little bigger than your standard folding like hunting stool. It's got 2 big pockets on the front here. You can fit probably better than 2 boxes of shells in here in the box. They're netted. They got a solid base. They got these drawstrings in the back here. There's these straps in both pockets. They're elastic. You can put 3 shells in these, so they hold 3 shells there. Down here on either side is a Velcro closure little pocket. You could fit your phone, you could clip your thermocell on there, you could put a few shells down in it, maybe a duck call or a goose call. And let's flip this thing around. You flip it around, and it's got double zipper system here, so you can kind of close and open it from wherever, but the whole base of this seat is a cooler. So you can take snacks with you, drinks, pack out your doves, put gear in it, carry all your stuff in this. If you don't take a lot of stuff, if you're not like me and you don't take a lot of stuff, you can put everything you want in that seat and carry it out all in one go. So that is a must-have in my list. So my must-haves: gun, shells, that seat, thermocell, Mojo, doves. Those are my 5 will use must-haves. If I leave everything else, those 5 things are going. But those are just my must-haves. All this stuff goes in one box in my truck anyway. So it's always there. I just don't always use it. So that's my list of dove stuff. Is there anything you think I forgot that I should add? Anything that you don't think I should take? What do you guys take that I didn't list? What do you guys take anyway? Let me know your list of stuff. Let's converse a little bit. Let's exchange notes, and we can kind of let's communicate a little bit. I want to try to build this up a little bit, kind of build a rapport with the few viewers that I feel like I'm gonna get, or that I hope I can get. I hope I can get a few viewers on this. So if you could, I'd greatly appreciate if you could like and subscribe. Maybe check out the Instagram and the Facebook at Adequate Attempt Outdoors. And my name is Kevin. This has been my first video at Adequate Attempt Outdoors, and I'll see y'all in the next one.